We have the Hoopa Unbound Raid Day in Pokemon Go. It's going down on Saturday the 15th from 2 until 5. So in this video, I'm going to give you the strategy guide of how to beat Hoopa, what the 100% IVs are, the best megas to use, and then on top of that, where does Hoopa sit best as a meta attacker? Is it good in any of the Psychic, Dark, or Ghost categories because of its appropriate movesets? And where is it going to sit for PvP? So let's get into the details. Welcome to the Trader Club. Here we go. Hoopa Unbound is going down on Saturday the 15th from 2 until 5 p.m. As always, it's going to be Hoopa Unbound everywhere. So if you do need Hoopa XL candy, which I do, it's not something that I did too many of when they were in the Elite raids. It was a fun Pokemon, but the shiny is also not released during this raid day, just to put emphasis on that for all of you guys. It is not out as of right now. It will not be out during raid day. That will be a future event. But even if you just want to go out and do some of the free ones, that is going to be something that will be beneficial for you. Okay, so let's talk about the Hoopa Unbound. This Pokemon is a Psychic and a Dark type combination. And before we go into all those details, let's talk about the event bonuses. Hoopa Unbound will be appearing everywhere. You're going to get 5 free raid passes without paying anything for it for this day. So if you come in with 1 from the day before and then you get your 2 for that day, plus the additional 5, that would be a grand total of 8 if you already have 1 sitting in your bag. So please do not overlook this day. You can raid 8 of these for free without having to pay anything. And the remote raid pass increase will be increased to 20. So from February 14th, which is Valentine's Day at 5 p.m. PST, all the way until the 15th at 8 p.m. PST, this is going to be what's going on here. But then you can pay $5 additional for the tickets. That's going to get you 8 additional raid passes for the total of 15, 16 if you bring from 1 from the day before, increased chance of getting rare XL candy from raid battles, 50% more XP, and 2 times catch Stardust. The Stardust is nothing that you really need to be overly excited about. Most of the Stardust that we're going to be getting now from battles is going to be coming from the max battles and the Gigantamax battles. So Dynamax, pretty good for the legendaries. 15,000. When we're going into the Gigantamax, that's 25,000, something that's worth your time for sure with the star piece. And there's also going to be a $4.99 box in the shop if you guys do want to go there. So now let's transition over into the counter guide for this Hoopa. Remember that it is a Dark and a Psychic type Pokemon, which is actually going to make it double weak to bug types. Yes, bug types are going to be what you want to use against this Pokemon. It's going to be single weak to Fairy and 3 times resistant to Psychic, and that's it. Everything else is going to hit it neutral. So obviously we are going to take those bug type counters that we do have and use them to our ability. It's going to max out at 4,530. It's going to have attack of 311, a defense of 191, and a stamina of 173. So this Pokemon is actually pretty strong respectively. It has a higher attack value than does Mewtwo, but it doesn't have a stronger move. For the moveset, this Pokemon is going to get Confusion and Astonish for its fast moves, and then as far as its charge moves, it's going to get Dark Pulse, Shadow Ball, and Psychic, all 3 pretty hard-hitting moves. So it is not a light Pokemon, but it is going to be a Pokemon that we do consider going after, and especially we're going to check out where does it sit for all of its moves in the game overall, which is then going to take us into the 100% IVs, which is obviously what we want to look out for. For 2,289, this is going to be the Hoopa 100% IVs. Every condition but 2 conditions. The foggy weather and the windy weather are going to be the boost for this Pokemon with the Psychic and the Dark type. It's going to get boosted all the way to level 25 at 2,862. So those are the 2 100% IVs to keep in your mind when you're going after this Pokemon. I would love to get a hundo of this Pokemon. I would definitely power it up just because of how rare it is in my surplus of Stardust, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to recommend it. But we also want to match up our megas for sure. So for the Psychic typing, we have Alakazam, Slowbro, Gardevoir, Medicham, Latias, Latios, Rayquaza, and Gallade. So there are plenty of Psychic Pokemon out there. Please make sure that whichever one you do use, you have at Mega Level 3. If you don't know what you have at Mega Level 3 is, all you have to type into the search bar is Mega 3, no spaces, and that will show all of the Pokemon you have at Mega Level 3. And then if you want to see a Psychic Pokemon, you can put the and sign and then type Psychic, and it will tell you if you have any Mega Level 3 at Psychic, or you can use Dark type as well. The Dark types are going to be Gyarados, Houndoom, Tyranitar, Sableye, and Absol. So there's a plethora of Pokemon that you can use when going after this. So let's not stop there because we want to go into the top count counters? Well, according to Pokebattler, it's going to take 1.41 trainers to take this down, so it is a relatively easy duo Pokemon at level 40 counters. If you take your counters above level 40, they're going to be even stronger and take it down even faster. For the top counters in the game, the #1 Pokemon is going to be Mega Pinsir with Fury Cutter and X Scissor, but I'm assuming that you guys are going to be using Megas that are not coinciding with the strength of this Pokemon, considering there is no Bug and Dark or Psychic type combination Mega in the game. In number 2, we have the Mega Heracross with Struggle Bug and Mega Horn. And then in spot number 3, we have the Mega Scissor. Okay, so all of those I don't recommend using unless you really have to do duos and you need this extra power. For the Shadow Pokemon out there, we actually have Shadow Scissor in spot number 4 with Fury Cutter and X Scissor, followed by the Shadow Pinsir in spot number 5 with the exact same moveset. In spot number 6, we're going to have Shadow Excavalier with Bug Bite and Mega Horn. In spot number 7, we're going to have Vikavolt with Bug Bite and X Scissor. In spot number 8, we're going to have the Mega Beedrill. In spot number 9 and downwards, we're going to have all of the Genesect, so any of them that you do choose to use, with Fury Cutter and X Scissor. Then we have Shadow Scyther in spot 14. In spot 15, we're going to have Volcarona with Bug Bite and Bug Buzz. In a totally budget counter in spot 16, we're going to have the regular Scissor, followed by the regular Pinsir in spot 17. And then in spot 18, we are going to have Shadow Crustle, followed by the Shadow Cleaver, and then finally the Golisopod. So there are plenty of counters out there, including plenty of budget counters for you guys. So with that said, guys, this is going to be the easiest thing to go down. Just get out there with a party. Make sure to use your parties because you can all throw on, if you're in a party of 4, 1 item, and that will take you an hour. So for star pieces as well as the lucky eggs, you throw on 3 of those in a party of 4 party play. That's going to take you for the entire 3 hours if you guys do choose to stay out for the entire time. Okay, so now let's see, where does this Pokemon stack up? What is the best moveset for this Pokemon as itself, and then we'll compare it to Psychic, Dark, and Ghost types. So the best moveset on the Hoopa Unbound is going to be Confusion and Psychic at an ER value of 46. The Shadow Ball is going to be 42.41, and the Dark Pulse is going to be 41.38. Notice that it's stronger with Psychic than it is with the match typing, and Astonish is the only Ghost quick move that it does get. It does not get a different Ghost or a Dark move for the quick move, so we'll compare that respectively. But for the Psychic category, remember guys, we are going up against Shadow Mewtwo, eventually Mega Mewtwo. There's a lot of really powerful Psychics in the game. So for the top, we're going to have Mega Mewtwo Y with Side Strike at 6502, the X at 62.97, both are not out yet, the Shadow Mewtwo at 58.23. Then we're going to have the Shadow Alakazam at 52.18, followed by the Mega Latios at 50.29. Then we have the regular Mewtwo at 50.28, the Calyrex Shadow Rider not out yet at 50.16, Mega Glade at 49, Mega Gardevoir 49, Mega Metagross not out yet. Then we have the Shadow Latios at 46.18 and the Hoopa Unbound at 46. Followed by Mega Latias, Shadow Metagross, and Calyrex Ice Rider. So I know that it is not in the top spot right now, but if we look at some of the top spots, we're looking at Shadow Legendaries and Mega Pokemon. And while this Pokemon is not a Shadow Legendary and it's not a Mega Pokemon, the only Pokemon above it is going to be the regular Mewtwo as of right now, which is actually an extremely impressive spot, being that it does not get the Sky Strike move and it's only getting Psychic. So that's a really impressive spot for it to sit right there. So it's actually pretty strong overall. But now let's check it out in the Ghost and the Dark category. For the Ghost category, we have Dawn Wing the Crowsblow with Moongeist Beam at 63.07. Then we're going to get the Mega Mewtwo Y with Shadow Ball at 55.85, the X at 54.07, the Mega Gengar at 52.21, the Calyrex at 51.85, not out yet, Shadow Mewtwo with Shadow Ball at 49.69, Mega Alakazam, Shadow Chandelure, Shadow Ball at 46.99, Mega Gardevoir, Mega Bayonet, and then we're going to have the Lunala. We're going to have a bunch of other Pokemon, Shadow Gengar, Shadow Annihilate, Mewtwo, Mega Lucario, Dragapult, Blacephalon, Giratina Origin Form, and then Hoopa Unbound at 42.41. So for the Ghost category, it's not the most impressive placing, but I mean, it's still pretty far up there, and a lot of the other placings in there is not crazy above it. It's not like it's like a 50 compared to a 30, right? So they're all relatively in a pretty impressive spot, even though it's not the most effective move for its type, which then leads us to the final placing of Dark typing. In the Dark typing, we have the top Pokemon, Mega Tyranitar with Bite and Brutal Swing at 42.57. Then we have Shadow Tyranitar at 47.89, Mega Houndoom at 43.02, regular Tyranitar at 41.1, and the Hoopa Unbound at 41.38 with Dark Pulse. There is a budget counter above it of the regular Tyranitar with the Brutal Swing, which is more impressive than the Hoopa Unbound, but honestly, overall, guys, if you guys do get enough XL candy, you do get 100% IV, and you have enough Stardust that a lot of the other Pokemon are taken care of, why not power this Pokemon up? It's pretty impressive. It's a cool looking Pokemon. It is a mythical Pokemon, and it's the only really mythical Pokemon besides a couple few and far in between, such as one of the counters, Genesect, that we are going to be able to raid for, get more XL candy, and be able to power it up. So let's finalize it in the Go Battle League to see where it does sit for PvP. In the Ultra League, it's going to be the Hoopa Unbound at 693, and then the best place is the Master League at 81 with Astonish, Dark Pulse, and Shadow Ball. So 81, not the most impressive placings. There are going to be better Pokemon than it, but it is not a bad Pokemon at that. It reminds me of some of the other Pokemon that we have just experienced, where it's like Mega Glade. It's not the best, but it's pretty good. Like, it's almost just right there. So one move type, you know, maneuvering with one of these Pokemon could make it pretty relevant. So it is worthwhile to at least go out and use all of your free passes, get your matched Mega Level 3, get that XL candy, and enjoy yourself. So that's going to be it, guys. I love and appreciate all you guys. Hope you have an amazing day. To all of my likers, commenters, subscribers, Patreon members, everybody, take your support, subscription, and participation to XL. I'm going to see you guys out on the next video. Peace. I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.